Lauren Tom's joining me in the studio right now, and I know that you spoke with a neighborhood group that has really gone to great lengths to try to make this area and people there feel safe. So what did you learn?
Yeah, Juliet, the East Cut neighborhood is one of more than a dozen neighborhoods in San Francisco that are using their own funding for private patrols and security to ensure the safety of residents and business owners. And today they tell me that while they're shocked about this violent incident, there still is an overwhelming feeling of safety. Residents and business owners in the East Cut neighborhood are grappling with the fatal stabbing of prominent tech executive Bob Lee. Andrew Robinson says the neighborhood has poured its own resources into keeping the community safe.
No neighborhood is immune from crime. That said, by and large, this is a shocking in its sort of uncharacteristic occurrence.
The East Cut neighborhood has undergone a dramatic transformation, says Robinson. He's part of the community team tasked with improvements in public safety.
What would generally take decades has happened in a period of about 10 years. We see this as a place of opportunity and really, hopefully, a symbol of what San Francisco can be.
It's a gateway to downtown San Francisco as thousands of commuters pass through the urban neighborhood. But residents here say they generally feel safe, adding to the shock they're feeling following the violent crime.
We've lived in this neighborhood for a year, let's say. Yeah, and it's beautiful, it's wonderful. I mean, I've never felt unsafe, so it was quite shocking.
Little is known about the fatal stabbing that occurred early Tuesday morning. Police are looking for any surveillance footage that could shed some light onto what occurred and why.
If there aren't a lot of people out on the street, so your witness pool has just really shrunk. So if there's no person to talk to, they're really going to be canvassing door to door.
Tracy McRae is a San Francisco native. She represents the Police Officers Association. She says violent crime of this nature is unusual for this neighborhood, but officers of this district are stretched thin, adding to the complexity of the investigation.
They're, short-staffed. And I think people forget that, the Southern District where this happened at, they're also responsible for Treasure Island. So they have a much larger footprint, doing more with less.
Robinson says he expects the community to work together to help find answers in this crime.
Without question, this is a really hard day. It's going to be a hard week. But I think our goal is to communicate that the neighborhood is very safe.
Both the SFPD and East Cut neighborhood are calling on anyone with insight into this incident to report it to authorities as soon as possible.
Yeah, it is so unsettling. Was it random? Was it targeted? We don't know that at this point. But I am curious about the neighbors. They really watch out for each other. They have this kind of collective going on. Do they pour more resources into it, cameras, or do they have kind of a network of just reaching, by email and calling and that sort of thing?
Yeah, Juliet, so many questions surround this incident. But what I did learn today in the East Cut neighborhood is that they do have a sort of private security collective where residential and office buildings, these tall high-rises, do work together. They share information, they share surveillance, they sort of tip each other off to someone that may be problematic in the neighborhood. I am told that this is helping to sort of combat some of these staffing shortages among the SFPD, but nothing can really replace the training and resources that such an office has.